Good morning. Good morning and happy Wednesday. It is Hump Day Wednesday. Hump Day Wednesday. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Oh, why you again? Does that mean there's a lot going on in the world today? Picking a card and picking a card. Mm, I don't know that I can decide. Like, I can't decide. I'm trying to figure out which card. There are two cards in my hand. Maybe it's two cards. Again, good morning. All right. Oh, circle. We did Ma'at yesterday. So Ma'at is Unleash Your Unstoppable. We've done Ma'at. So today it's the circle. The circle is a healing technology used in indigenous societies around the world. The circle's powerful geometry is represented in cosmic unity, the sacred perfection, the sacred perfection, cycles, and the womb. Energy flows and grows in the circle, allowing participants the exquisite opportunity to experience community while simultaneously contributing to communal healing processes and maintaining the integrity of their individuality. In the circle, there is no hierarchy, only healing. In the circle, there is no hierarchy, only healing. So I need to, let me close this out. I need to take a minute to take a deep breath because I feel like I felt like initially what I wanted to say was kind of like I wanted to feel like I wanted to be like edgy in some way, but I don't. And I don't like to come on here and my goal isn't to get sensationalism or anything like that, whether it's one person or 15. My goal is to come on here and speak to you from the truth that lives within me. So I just want to make sure that I'm really in that space before we start talking about sex and jealousy, because it can be a topic. And I'm not even sure if that's what it'll be. That's the title that came to me. So I was thinking this morning as I was brushing my teeth that the things that get the most views are the things that revolve around sex, while simultaneously we as a collective and many as individuals continue to push a message that there's like one way to do sex, that sex has a moral clause to it. Some of us still think certain aspects of it are nasty, but yet it is the thing that most people gravitate toward. And it's not because people are perverts, it's because we're sexual beings. Now, in this conversation, we're going to remove what about anything that is illegal, anything that harms another without their consent, anything like that. This is not referencing those behaviors. That's a different conversation. But when I look around, when I look at the stuff I post, or I look at the stuff other people post, or for instance on Instagram, you know, the accounts with the actual followers, not followers they bought. People are genuinely interested in sex. They're genuinely interested in wanting to know how to have better sex. Some because they want better connection. Some because they want more power. Because sex is a powerful thing. And you can persuade someone to do your bidding when you hold that carrot over their head, right? So a woman wants to learn how to ride, dick, so that, when she wants something, she can kind of manipulate her man, maybe withhold the sex. Men the same way. You don't really want a relationship with her, but you kind of keep her dangling with the hope of it by just sexing her in such a way that it matches this vibration in her where she becomes addicted to it. There's an addictive quality that can happen with sex because it affects our hormones just like anything else. Just like anything else. If you were to shoot heroin, it unleashes the dopamines in your brain at such a high rate that the high is just like, oh my God. When you have sex, you unleash the dopamines. And so it can become addictive. I'm not talking about, people. I'm just talking about, and we're not even thinking about that. I'm talking about regular folk. I'm not talking about nymphomaniacs. Okay, I'm not talking about I've left my job because I need to have sex all day, which is not really a lot of the population, by the way. Most of us are addicted to sex with someone who we think is the person that we want to be with. Does that make sense? Especially for women, this happens a lot. And so which is partly why I posted that thing for women to understand. When you understand that a man's orgasms are not your responsibility, not their responsibility, but it's your responsibility, then you lessen, God, the word just flew out of my head. You lessen the opportunity, it's not the right word, for you to be addicted to the dick. And therefore strung along for long periods of time, which is some woman's lament, right? He strung me along. I thought it was going to be this. We won't get into communication. And I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm just really going to talk about the sex. And so we become addicted to that. And like any other drug. But then at the same time, we keep trying to tell people or talk to people as though this is not a thing, like sex is not a thing, or it shouldn't be a thing. It's not something, we should focus on or really talk about. It's and any discussion or any idea around bringing healthy sex and sexual ideas to the forefront is shut down, while underneath the worst ideas about it are allowed to shoot on through, to keep everyone utilizing sex as a pain reliever, as a manipulative tool, as anything other than the powerful force that it could be for shifting and changing your life. No. Let's leave that to something else. The thing that could elevate you, heal you, bring you to a different mental state is the thing that people keep trying to send this messaging that there's something wrong with that, and that you should instead rely on something that you can't see, can't touch, can't feel, can't smell, taste, to disconnect you from your power, to disconnect you from your body. That doesn't really make much sense to me. There's something about that For my brain, it could make sense to other people, but for my brain, it doesn't make sense to me. I could see combining the two, right? I can see believing, in like a God that determines things, and that I was given some tools, not just worship and praise, but I was given some practical tools like sex to help create my life. I could see a combo of the two for sure, easily. No, yeah. I don't understand the complete separation. That to me doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That I should be such a spiritual, sexual being and be created that way, but not acknowledge one side of me, but only acknowledge it in very specific circumstances. That I don't know how that actually works, and certainly not understand the true power of it and what it can actually do. And see, everything has a light and a dark, right? Everything has two sides of the coin. And so the flip side of not understanding all of that is I'm going to use sex as a manipulation tool. I'm going to use sex as a power tool. I'm going to use sex to get people to do what I want. I mean, it's the same power. It's just how are you utilizing it? What are you doing it for? And I will say, I notice it's like with people who are 35 and older, many are still coming around to the idea that sex is more than just, penetration and for babies. And for people 35 and under, there's definitely a thread of some manipulation and power. This is not a scientific study, just a general observation from what I feel and see. And so now I feel like I want to get into jealousy a little bit, because part of that manipulation and power piece plays in with jealousy and how people react to their own insecurities. I don't really want to talk about this. I'm just being honest. Like, the human Maisha is not interested in talking to you all about this topic. So I hope I don't fuck it up. All right, I'll give myself maybe 5-10 more minutes to talk about it. Jealousy. Jealousy, for most of us, is the thing that we think is the thing that happens when we feel threatened in some way. And I'm gonna keep it real, relationship specific. Not you jealous of someone's shoes or anything like that. No, we're just gonna keep it real, relationship specific. Jealousy is what happens when you feel threatened. You feel like someone is going to take something away from you that you feel belongs to you. There are many things that just don't jive well with that, because the first is the idea that you have ownership in a relationship. You do not own anyone that you're in a relationship with. It is an agreement that you have come to be with this person. And we're going to stick with strictly monogamous people, because yes, there is jealousy and polyamory, right? And there are some people who don't handle it well. But most of y'all who are looking at my stuff aren't polyamorous, and the rules still apply, basically, right? So the things I'm talking about in terms of monogamy still apply to polyamory. It's just you're dealing with more than one person. So monogamous folk, many feeling like if you're with someone, there's ownership, and that's perpetuated in our society. You're mine. You belong to me. We think that that's very romantic to hear. We want someone to say that to us. It gives us a sense of safety, especially for the women. And a man is like, you're mine. We're like, yes, I belong somewhere. He'll take care of me. He'll make sure I'm okay. And so the idea of someone else ripping away our safety will cause us to do things that songs talk about. Bust the windows out his car. Go on a shopping spree. Key his car, and all of that. So many songs created around what happens to a woman when she feels like her safety has been snatched away from her by someone else. It is not the job of your partner to keep you emotionally safe. It is not the job of your partner to keep you emotionally safe. It is not their job to quell all of your insecurities. Some people don't like that, what I just said. It is your responsibility, and this is for men and women, by the way, but there just aren't a lot of songs about, men destroying women's cars and burning their clothes. But this is for all y'all. It is your responsibility to be in line and in tune with yourself and to connect with other people based on what is best in alignment for you at that time. It is also your responsibility to be aware of when you're not feeling that relationship is furthering your growth, because relationships are really about growth. They are a classroom for learning. It's not, and within that, there is someone, you are taking care of each other. You are taking care of each other. Mutually beneficial, for sure. But it is not their job. That's a lot to put on someone. That was maybe your parents' job. You get what I'm saying? That's maybe something that your parents needed to have done. And if they didn't, now it becomes your job to do it yourself. Because when you feel emotionally safe here, no one can take that away from you. And you won't feel the need to dig your key into the side of his pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive. So how is this relating to jealousy? So you're depending on your partner to keep you feeling emotionally safe. Anything that seems like it's a threat to that safety is a problem. Because you have come to the conclusion and the point that only this person can provide this for you. And this is not, I don't speak on things from right or wrong, which a lot of us are in this black or white world, right? Where it's either right or it's wrong. It is understandable that we want to feel emotionally safe with our partners. It is understandable that we want to be with someone and it lasts forever. That is absolutely valid in a thought process. And we cannot use that thought process to then usurp someone's freedom out of fear that someone will take them from us. Because love and fear can't live in the same space. So if I love someone, am I loving them because they love me and they're with me? Or am I loving them because I love them? It's a little bit advanced love. there? Am I loving them even if they're not with me? Because when we begin to see our relationships from that perspective, we can have conversations about the jealousy without making it personal or attacking our partner, and take ownership of it. There's a difference between, and I'm a woman, so I speak to a woman from a woman's perspective, but don't get it twisted. Men get jealous too, right? I'm not ignoring that. It's just, I don't always have a scenario from a man's point of view, but men get jealous too, okay? But from a woman's point of view, there won't be the question of, why are you looking at her? Is there something wrong with me? Am I not giving you everything that you need? All of those questions don't come into play when you're having a mature conversation about love and jealousy. Statements like, when I see you, looking at or talking to other women, I get scared. I wonder if there's something that you're seeing over there. It has me feeling, like I'm not good enough. And these aren't things that you're doing to me, but I need to examine why I'm feeling that way. And I want to let you know that these feelings come up in these scenarios. You see the difference? One is blame. One relies on the other person to fix their behavior so you don't have to feel uncomfortable anymore. The other requires you to take responsibility for your own feelings and then begin to work on whatever that is. And you may come to one of two conclusions. The first is, yeah, this relationship really doesn't have you feeling comfortable. You're not trusting it, and you will be sad, but you will walk away feeling powerful. Or, no, this is really solid and it's good. Let me just examine where these insecurities are coming from. Let me take a real hard look at patterns in my own personal life. Let me take a look at what I expect my partner to be feeling from me. And if it's a mature conversation and a decision is made that this relationship is not going to work for the needs of the individuals, then you can still love that person because you love them. You love them and you want what's best for them, even if it is not you. That is the truth of what love is. Love is not, I love you because you're with me. Love is not, I love you because you make me feel good. That's not love, that's selfish. Now, that doesn't mean that there's no anger or sadness. Like we keep doing this either or thing. Like, so if I love somebody, I shouldn't be angry. If I love somebody, I shouldn't be sad. Who said that? You can love people and be angry and sad all the time. It's not an either or. But if you're looking for actual mature, enduring love, then you need to begin dealing with the ideas that you have about what it means to be in a relationship, what it means to have ownership of someone, what it means to be romantically involved in them. And for the love of all that is holy and good, ladies, stop trying to want these men to make you theirs. You're mine. This pussy is mine. We get all excited and gooey, like, oh my God. I know, I've been there, I've done it too. Like, yes, this pussy is his. I am his. Oh my God. What the fuck are you talking to her for? He's mine. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And then we don't get mad at him, right? We go to her. The fuck you looking at my man for? We get mad at her. The threat. Come on. Come on. Really? Like when I'm saying it, doesn't even are you laughing? Does it just sound like so juvenile to you? Like you're like, and we've been there, I've been there. I mean, not like that, like I have not confronted a woman in that manner, but I've definitely been I was the jealous one with knots in my stomach. You know, he didn't call me. Where is he? Is he with somebody else? I was that one. Sometimes I think it's better to be the other one. I was the one sitting at home, like, where's he at? What is he doing? Maybe he's with somebody else. I don't know. I mean, I don't, maybe if I text him, you know, oh, I texted him. It's been 15 minutes. He didn't respond. Is he okay? Y'all, the anxiety, the levels of anxiety. What? I was the type of person that would passively aggressively contact another family member to see how someone was doing. Hey, I haven't heard from, you know, your whatever. Is everything good? Is he okay? No, y'all. No, I don't. If I can save one person, no, I'm not trying to save you. But if what I'm saying can help one of you to look at your own behavior when you hear me say it or act it out and go, oh, yeah, I did that. That's not a good look. It reeks of desperation and I'm not worthy to be loved. The fuck? And when you understand and realize that you are worthy of all of the love that you are deserving, you no longer have the need to own the person that you're in a relationship with. You don't have to monitor his phone. You don't have to monitor who he talks to. You don't have to curtail his activities or give him a curfew. Yes, I know women who have done this to men. You don't have to withhold the sex as a punishment. Yes. Some of y'all women have had some rough times with men, and I'm telling you, some men have had some really rough times with women too. You don't have to do all that. Because you're like, I love you, and I want to build with you. But if it looks like we're not going to build together, well, then let's end this portion of our relationship. And if there are children involved, it's time to create a new type of relationship. You see how this is, and I can tell that there are some people who are going to, like, the emotions get so caught up in it because someone ripped away the idea of what we thought our life was going to be. They ripped away the fantasy that we had of what was supposed to happen. And we don't like that. And the only thing that I can tell you is the only thing about life that is certain is that you will die one day. Your body. Anything in between there is a blessing and some grace and whatever else. This doesn't mean you go into relationships half-assed, like, I don't know if it's going to work out. No. Part of being human is playing this game full on. Full on. You know, you are playing the game of life like you are the Knicks playing the 1987 Bulls, and it is the fourth quarter, and the Bulls are up by 12, and there are 10 seconds left on the clock. You still gonna go for the 3-pointer. You're still gonna do your best to make some baskets, even with Michael Jordan blocking it. That's the game of life. You play it full, and you be responsible for your own self, period. I feel like that's it. I was on a little longer than the 10 minutes I said. If there's anything that, because I really believe that relationships or our views on them are a cause for a lot of the fuckery that ends up happening in the world. Children are raised in fuckery and then grow up and become fucked up adults trying to find love in fucked up ways. Somebody gotta stop the shit. Somebody has to work on it. So I might as well be you watching and doing your best to educate others behind you and sometimes those up in front of you. Because it's the individual relationships that make the collective society. Do you not get that? It's not like society is this thing. It is the individual. It's like a quilt, a mosaic of colors. It's the colors that eventually make the quilt. It's the individual couplings and how people come together, what they've worked on, what they haven't, how they communicate, how they don't, then birth children into whatever that is. And those children learn something, and then they learn from the other people who are coming up in their same thing. And it begins to create a dynamic that then plays out in everything from our music to our TV show, everything. And then we get the feedback loop based on that. And then we start to think, well, that's the reality and that's what it is. We are co-creating this reality. And so if we want to start to change some things, it starts literally with the person in the mirror and who you are attracting and bringing to you and how you are interacting in that way. That's your responsibility. And if you can handle that and deal with that, then jealousy, though it comes up because we're human, doesn't take you over. The idea of, you know what, I can't get into this because I want to talk about, Angela Bassett's character in the beginning of Waiting to Exhale. And I just feel like it's too much. I'm going to try to see if I can do it in like 60 seconds or less, because I watched that movie when I was younger and I read the book. And even back then, things just certainly kind of didn't sit right with me. She was not a victim. She was not a victim. She chose to do that. She chose to live that life under a certain pretense, but it is clear that those characters never had a conversation about anything. So she chose to be a martyr and dedicate her life to nothing else but the idyllic family. Guaranteed, if you were to have a conversation with his character, he probably didn't necessarily want all that. She ran into the dutiful woman role. He did not speak about how, I don't really need that, and said, okay, and went along with it to the point where he felt like his soul was being sucked dry. And so then he went over there looking to find his soul. She gave hers away. And at the end of the day, he left like an asshole, and she did a bitchy move by burning all his clothes in the car. Who the fuck was right? That's what that, and then as we're all cheering, like, yes, girl, because he did you dirty. You stuck by him all those years. Did y'all once have a conversation about the relationship, where it was going, what you needed, what you wanted? No, y'all, we're not going to continue to do that. We're just not. I mean, not in my sphere. You can do it in your sphere. But you can't come to my sphere, my space, and tell me all about how you were done dirty. Because I'm going to start asking you, Did you talk to him about it? Well, no, because he should have known. And on that note, I think I'll go and leave folks to sit with that for today. Agree or disagree, but let it agitate in your system somewhere, maybe shake up some dust, see how you feel about it. Check. And if nothing else, when you watch and hear things that I say that don't resonate with you, that make you feel a way, like if it hits you in your chest or your gut and the first thing you want to be like is fuck that bitch, that's cool. Like, I'm okay with that. What that means is that maybe there's something for you to examine about yourself as to why what I just said pissed you off that much. Because it's okay that it pissed you off. But what is it about what I said that's making you feel so angry? There's something in there for you to improve your life, whatever that is. And so even if you don't like what I said and you don't like me, if there's anything that I said that helps you to improve your life in a way, I'm happy. Even if you're cursing me out while it's going on, I'm okay with that. All right, now I really love you all, and I'm gonna leave. Enjoy your hump day. Bye.